Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of the Man to Man podcast where we talk as guys. And today I'm here with my brother, Mr. 19 Keys, again. And today we got a lot of topics on the plate for today. We talking about UFOs, the intimate kiss with Denzel Washington, the lost integrity, politics, everything. Make sure y'all tap in, hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and tell everybody that we're about to premiere right now.
Oh, you forgot crypto. Past those feelings, and he think about his vision. He think about his will, his plan, his ideas, and shit. He execute. That's man. If it's a problem, it's a solution. That's not acceptable for men to do. I'm building, I'm writing down my goals, and I'm executing, I'm on my mission, tunnel vision. I like the setting of man to man. Man, it's just like a safe space to just speak freely upon everything. Like we talk like men. Push past those feelings, and he think about his.
Peace, family. Welcome to an episode of the Man to Man podcast where we talk as guys. I'm your host, Steve Jones, and of course, I'm here with the honorable, the anti-pork protester, the, the Suge Knight of today's time, Mr. 19 Keys, man. How you feeling today?
Normally,
How you feel, man?
man, today's episode is it's one that it's heavy. I'm gonna just say that it's heavy.
Yeah.
Like I want to talk about crypto, of course. Crypto bros is up, right? Super cycles, Bitcoin, hey, money, right? All that stuff, XRP,
Yeah.
SEC, yeah. But man, it's with a heavy heart that I have to report on this today. You was the first person that gave me this news.
Yeah.
And when you gave me the news, first you said something about, yo, they got Denzel. And I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. That's my first initial thought because I had been telling them people and forewarning them for years now, if something happens with Denzel, don't tell me. Full stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. And you just kept being insistent upon delivering this information in which I did not request. Matter of fact, I protested against it adamantly, right? I even talked to Nick Cannon about this on 2 episodes with him. We talked about this ferociously on Man to Man, comprehensively. I gave detail my reasons why. And unfortunately, the day of reckoning has come.
Mm.
I remember when things were just conspiracies, Steve.
Yeah.
And when they was conspiracies, in high school, growing up, we read about them. We see the YouTube videos, right? We laugh about it, or we see like people stitched together this evidence that wasn't real in the first place. It's just a bunch of,
It was just intriguing.
Yeah, but they were conspiracy theories. They were theories.
Like
key word.
The one thing about it is it was a part of us that knew we'll never get the truth, which is why people paid attention to those conspiracy theories at the time.
It goes to the whole thing. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
And some truths you can't handle. Listen, I bet Man on Fire. You know what I'm saying? Man on Fire, Training Day, my favorite movie of all time. The movie where I was first seeing myself in Hollywood, right? On the big screen, recognized because,
So it wasn't the Malcolm X movie?
That's what I'm getting to. Malcolm X, Denzel played Malcolm. I thought Denzel was Malcolm X. Into my teenage later years, I thought Denzel was Malcolm X. Man. When I pictured Malcolm X, I didn't even know Malcolm was light-skinned like that. Which is funny because he's on some real light-skinned behavior. No disrespect, no colorism, right? But my favorite movies are from this guy. And I had always just had him in such high esteem. You know what I mean? It just became sort of like a hood folklore about the integrity of our good brother Washington. Specifically, like when Dave Chappelle started talking about how everybody got to sell out, put on a dress. They got to do like, LGBT scenes and things of that nature. And we was like, well, not Denzel.
Yeah.
My man. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
he was the
Like,
symbol for the
you
the
did.
last hope of black man in
Yeah, it's
Hollywood.
Denzel. That's Uncle Denzel. Uncle Denzel, man, he ain't selling out.
Yeah.
He ain't sold out. He ain't going out no routes. Denzel kept it funky the whole entire time. You feel me? And he does an interview. And he does an interview, and the name of the interview people's Gaiety. It's like a South Park episode. We live in a South Park episode. Where's the Boondocks writers when you need them? And he's over there bragging about an edited scene. He's bragging about an edited scene, not a scene that we will actually see. He's painting a picture in our head. And I have to think, is he trying to get in front of this in case it leaks?
See,
Why is he telling us?
that's what I was gonna get at. It was like, if they edited this scene out the movie, why did you even bring it up? Like, what made you get on the interview and be like, I kissed him, man? And it sounded like he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he talking
in
about
the interview.
full on lip.
And then he say, but I don't think y'all was ready for that.
No, we wasn't. We wasn't. You 70 years old. You supposed to only be kissing your wife at this point in life. Right? You got forehead kisses and lip kisses. You went, you know how they say don't go full R word? Don't go full, this the new R word. Don't go full Roman. The Romans is the sickest. The Greeks and the Romans, them was the sickest eras and periods of civilization.
Now let me ask you this then. Based on this scenario, on this situation happening, do this situation proves that no one in it is exempt from Hollywood structures and standards? Not even our most prominent actors?
This is why Hollywood has to fall. It has to fall, and this is why the podcast is taking over Hollywood, because anybody can just get a podcast mic or pick up their phone and create content. They ain't got to sit on nobody's casting couch. They don't have to do what the director say. They can literally create their own scripts, their own variety shows or niche shows, and they can make themselves famous. The gatekeepers of this world destroyed so many souls by giving up their integrity. And because everybody else is doing it, that became the thing to say. Well, this person did it and that person did it. Why is everybody doing it? This is why the Democrats have lost the House, the Senate, you know what I'm saying, the presidency, everything. They done lost their mind. You know what I'm saying? And so because you don't leave nothing for us. You don't leave nothing for us. You couldn't leave Denzel for the black community.
Now,
they didn't give us reparations, but we had Denzel.
Now it's an old quote, and I think it goes something like, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by principles and notions which they form concerning things." Do you feel like this letdown by Denzel Washington was because we put such a high expectation on him? Whole time he didn't align with those values that we had or principles that we thought he had.
Man, bro, it's been 70 years. 70 years. 70 years. He been solid from what we know, forward facing, but Nick Cannon tried to warn me.
He did.
When I sat with Nick, I was like, nah, we got Denzel. He was like, man, Denzel got some stuff too. And I said, whoa, player. You know what I'm saying? Slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, you going a little too far. You know what I'm saying? What you doing now? You know what I'm saying? Son, chill. You feel me? I had to pump the brakes on this situation. I say, you going into an area in which we don't go. This is Area 51. You know what I'm saying? Like this is off limits. But I think he knew some stuff. He knew some stuff that we didn't know, and we didn't. Why do we need to know everything?
Now when you
the final straw.
When you know an actor for usually standing for integrity, principles, and values, and then they turn around and do something like this toward the end of their career, does it smut their whole legacy?
It makes you put a side eye to things, because like in anybody that's watching this can feel however they feel, right? But the reality of it is that some things we it's like a safe space, right? When they talk about having a safe space, some people in a culture almost represent like a safe space, right? Like some things are untouched and by the world. And not to make like Denzel seem like no saint. I ain't never knew him for real, but that's Equalizer. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You feel me? But it was like we always wanted somebody and someone to point to be like Hollywood didn't get him, right? Now his previous work, I don't think it just changes the way I look at Denzel, but not to change the way I look at the characters he played, right? I think what it does is it just takes off the veil of like, nah, Denzel ain't special. He do the same thing like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was other deleted scenes that they deleted from other movies in which he did, right? And he's at that old age when old people just be saying stuff. You know what I mean? Like it ain't gotta make sense. When you get old, you just say whatever comes to your mind. You feel me? You ain't got no filter no more because you almost out of here. You feel me? So I think he's at that age where he just saying stuff to where he had a filter when he was younger and he was just thinking about things. And he probably want his children to be more comfortable playing some of them weird old roles. So he was like, look, your pops did it. Don't even trip. This is Hollywood. Because they got a movie coming out. I seriously think that maybe he wanted to lower the standard on himself so that his son can be seen a little more realistic. These are just my thoughts. These are just my thoughts. These are my thoughts. And I'm a man and I'm entitled to my thoughts. So I don't care what y'all think. I'm just saying, not on this situation, because we used to always talk about Hollywood. How they got everybody, but they ain't get my bro. And now they got bro.
Now, speaking on integrity, and you know what I'm saying, standing on your values, since the last time we had an episode, they had the election. And, of course, the Democrats lost, and, Donald Trump is now going to be the next president heading into 2025. And, he known for being radical and against, progressive agendas and whatnot. And since he was announced being the president, he done been on the stage going in. He say that there's only two genders in America. What do you say, male or female?
And I mean, you told me you kind of took issue with that. Can you tell me why?
Because I knew that, you know what I'm saying, they were going to discriminate against you because, I know that you...
Because I'm a god?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? A man is God. God is man. You know what I'm talking about?
They were going to judge you leaving out the salon and all that shit, So I felt bad for you, my brother.
Solano. I said I got Solano.
Yeah. Speaking of Solano, though, since Trump been in office, crypto.
Look, that's how you curve a
Yeah,
joke. Y'all gotta
like that.
Y'all gotta be confident in yourself, man. That's how you curve a joke. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach y'all some mastery, man. I've been doing this for a long time.
But speaking of Solano, though, crypto has went up.
Yes, sir. Crypto
since Trump been in
shout
office.
Shout out to the crypto bros.
I ain't gonna lie. For me personally, I feel like economically, America's is gonna come on the rise. You know what I'm saying? While Trump is in office, because with all of the BRICS situation going on in the U.S. dollar not being valuable enough, he focused on crypto, and he have Elon Musk on the side of him now.
Well, a lot of the crypto bros was lobbying for positive regulation and legislation towards cryptocurrency, and they gave him a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And so, we'll see what kind of promises are kept after he gets into office and things of that nature. But what you're looking at is the current sentiment around crypto. There's America under Biden was not a pro-crypto country, right? He was slashing all kind of regulations, trying to tax all kind of gains to where people didn't feel like America was even pro-innovation. So what we seeing is what they call the cool America. The cool America is when other countries and people want to be Americans because America looks fun. It looks like a place to be. It looks like that spot. But historically, America ain't been looking cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. America like y'all over there tripping, y'all fighting with each other. Biden can't finish a sentence. You know what I'm saying? Your president don't know he's the president. Like, what's going on over there? Like, y'all wilding. Up means down, down means left. Like, America was just looking like it's not the place to be. You feel me? And now we got to a point, a so-called clarity, right? Now, I know a lot of people's like, what are you talking about? This is Donald Trump's America, the people he's appointing into offices. See, I got a different kind of conversation on that, right? Because I can't control who that man put in office. So there's really no point in me getting on here vigorously complaining about it, blah, blah, blah. Because you got to understand that 90% of women voted for Kamala, 70 to 80% of black men voted for Kamala, right? So he's the president for people that voted for him. Right. So the black community can't really have expectation out of that because they were not looking for his presidency in the first place. But the reason why, number one, going back to crypto, I don't want to lose that. But the reason why he was able to win is because the Democrats went so what they call progressive
Yeah.
We never have conversations about the radical left, but we have conversations about the radical right.
Right.
It's because they went so far left, they lost everybody. People's like, y'all done left me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all talking about? The subjects and things that they were intersectionalizing with other people's issues were not things that the majority of people cared about. So therefore, during the election season, they weren't having conversations around concerns and cares of the average day Americans. So when you talk about crypto, right, that's something that people have been historically making money from, right? So they like, wait a minute, if there's a pro crypto sentiment and I got me a bag of XRP and Solano and, you know, Pepe and Shiba and Doge and Ethereum and WorldCoin and, you know, Peanut and a bunch of all these different crazy coins, then when that man get in, which we did see right after the election, you've seen it go up where Bitcoin reaches
It's at like 92,000.
Yeah. And you know, it's gonna hit 100K. When it happens, who knows? You probably see a dip before then, and then it goes all the way back up, and then it's a super cycle begins that lead into, you know, altcoins and meme coins and GameStop. As I was talking to my brother Quay earlier, he had an interesting position on that because we was talking about crypto stocks and all of the different things the family need to be prepared. But people are looking economically at the Republicans as, you know, this is the party that produces opportunities for you to take advantage of, right? If you're present enough and you're educated enough and you are on your let me do for self.
And speaking of that, you know what I'm saying, taking charge for yourself, it's not too late to get into crypto. Because I seen a study that says only 5% of the world's population has invested into crypto, which means it's still early in the game. It's still the beginning.
Yeah, only 5%. We talking about global adoption, right? There's 21 million Bitcoins, right? 19 million something has already been, you know, minted. And what's going is that there's not enough Bitcoins for every millionaire. So there's going to be most likely an M2 money supply shock. You understand me? There's going to be a super cycle of Bitcoin. We're talking about estimates reaching up to 400,000, and maybe in 10 years is up to 5 million, 10 million. Who knows, right? These things are possible. But what you look at Bitcoin is you look at it historically, right? And this is one thing that I want people to get. A lot of people, they think in they have survival vision. And survival vision is when you have a limited scope of thinking, right? You have what we call mental myopia, where you intake information for short-term decisions only. So when you see something like a cryptocurrency that people have been bringing awareness to, such as myself for the last 7 years, I have videos that span back every single year throughout all of the cycles, doing interviews, going all around the globe teaching. But when you have survival vision, you develop mental myopia where you have an inability to importancize long-term information in the short term, right? For decision making. And that says that I heard about Bitcoin, but you was thinking that I need to make me some money right now. So it limits your scope. So now you're not thinking in the 3 to 5 year, you're thinking in a 2 to 4 week, right? And traders, what they do is they have time frame windows. People that day trade, they go look at it from sometimes from anywhere from 5 minutes to 1 hour, right, to 24 hours. So any information they get, they're using that to make a decision within this particular cycle. Some people 3 to 6 months, some people 5 to 10 years. So as a futurist, I'm always talking in like a 3 to 5 year window. So you may be listening and saying, well, anything you talk about that's in 3 to 5 years, I'm not going portion size, right? Because I'm only thinking short term. So matter, you ain't telling me nothing that can benefit me in the next month or nothing that's going to benefit me in the next couple of weeks. So that goes in one ear and out the other. This is why there were so many people radically against me when I first came out and was teaching about blockchain, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and even one of the first people to talk about stock options loudly on a platform. This before I really knew anything about it, but I wanted to spread the awareness of these things that I have been exposed to and learning about. So there's literally videos of YouTube, people talking crazy. You feel me? And now fast forward, of course I was right, right? And all of my predictions have come true, right? I'm going to say this and be a very self-proclaimed person within this, because sometimes you got to own the space that you want to claim, right? You know, when it comes to being a thought leader and a futurist, I've been the most prominent voice speaking on future technology shifts and paradigms across the globe, right? Across the whole diaspora. That there hasn't been a voice bigger than myself independently that's been pushing this before it was ever trending.
Yeah, I remember like a couple years ago, crypto was all you seen on the timeline. Do you feel like it's gonna make a comeback on the timeline? That's the type of content you're about to start seeing flooding in the algorithm
Well,
again.
not just crypto in the algorithm. He be saying
Anything
algorithm.
dealing with the Web3 space, anything.
Yeah, anything. Not just crypto, but yeah, Web3. You know, I had the pleasure of sitting down and going to this company that's developing a lot of these Web3 tools on the back end.
Yeah.
So what they do is they have this compression technology that allows you to take blockchain and AI and different Web3 technologies and blend them together. When normally this takes a lot of space. So what I see with technologies like that, that means that the advancement of some of these things are going to have mass adoption because they're easier to be used now, right? I seen them create a whole entire hologram of someone the same way we sitting right here. You can put on glasses like these meta glasses, right? And you put them on and you will see an entire hologram of a person. You will hear their voice. You can walk around them. They take up real space, right? You can enlarge them, make them smaller or bigger, and they can move and walk around and talk to you. It was amazing. It was immaculate. It gives me an eye into the future. So, with these a lot of the things that had lost interest because the cycle had died down and the new cycles had been taken over, and then NFTs went through their winter, things of that nature. You're now going to see a lot of these things reflood and the interest reflood, especially as the crypto bros start getting their bags and they want to spend money on digital things. So there's a project called Doodles that just did something, I think, with McDonald's, and their project just went up, right? I think it was Benz that just did something. Like I had always told people that NFT adoption is going to happen when you don't realize they're NFTs, and it's just the utility of the technology. So during this era, you want to find ways to earn cryptocurrency. You want to get into, and it's not financial advice. It's just God body advice. I'm not a financial advisor whatsoever. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a wealth advisor in my mind because of my experience, not because of some kind of degree, right? But if you look at the last 7 years, I've made people millions of dollars, and I have the receipts to show it by teaching them tokenomics, how to actually audit coins, how to understand different strategies that you can go in there independently in and out the market and take money out of. The market only do two things. It can go up, it can go down.
Now speaking
but if you're
of,
not in it, it don't matter.
my bad. Speaking of tokenomics and auditing the coin, when it comes to learning about cryptocurrency, I feel like that's the most important part of it all, because anybody can make a coin. And I think that's why a lot of people are afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? So how you can give me a step-by-step process how you audit a coin and find out that it's a good project connected to it.
Oh, I'm not giving you a step-by-step. That's
Why
too
not?
much sauce on the boss. You know what I'm talking about? I can't give everything right now. But I will tell you this. I mean, super simple. These are some things that you're going to need. You need to learn tokenomics. Right, I'm at that point still. I'm be honest. I don't even want to teach for free no more because I've been teaching for so long, and a lot of people ain't been listening. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when you give some people something for free, it goes in one ear and out the other because they ain't have to earn. You know what I'm talking about? So, like, I did infinite wealth strategies and I taught tokenomics, and I've been teaching it for years. And I gave away. You can go on my YouTube videos and find plenty of free strategies. But I'll give you something like this, right? You go to Dex Screener, you can utilize Dex Screener as a tool to go follow different wallets, especially the ones that got into projects and they had predicted certain things or got in there early, right? And what you can do is you can do what they call copy trades. So you can copy their trades, right? And you don't have to copy it 100%. You can set what they call the percentage of how much you want to copy, right? And then when you want to sell. So a lot of traders have been making a lot of money because they be like, wait a minute, this coin just did 20,000x, because we talking about bean coins. You can go invest into Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those things on your own, right? What you do is you find a time when it dipped. There's probably about 5-6 strategies that I can suggest to a person that's just 9 to 5 or a person that's been in it, right? If you just getting started, then you go look at the top coins and you go invest in those, and you go dollar cost average, meaning you take the same percentage amount of money and then you buy into it every single month. That's safe, that's easy, that's peasy, right? If you're going into Bitcoin, treat it like gold, treat Ethereum like silver. Right? You're not looking for crazy gains. What you're looking to do is hoard assets that you can leverage over time as a hedge against anything else, right? You want to decide what percentage of your income you want to keep inside these assets so that that can go towards your total net worth and that can go towards your wealth, right? So the goal with a lot of this, you're talking about having strategies, right? Is saying that, all right, I hear the information, but this is the way that I want to interact with it. Yeah. Right. And if that strategy works, double down on it, be consistent, be disciplined, and don't let the market dictate your moves. Right. Just adjust your strategy if it's not working. So you can do things like that. They got what they call the fat lady strategy. Of course, they got the hot list strategy. Um, they got, you can do staking, you can get into DeFi, you can buy crypto, and then you can loan it to other people and collect interest on it, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do with crypto. It's not just Bitcoin, of course, right? There's a whole decentralized finance world with a bunch of different tools. But then you have projects that, are have utility to them, right? And what you want to do is be able to study the utility of some of these projects to understand future adoption, right? And understand the communities around them, the investors around them. There's a lot, right? When you're talking about tokenomics. And then tokenomics come from B.F. Skinner, which essentially he taught the psychology of, reward and punishment, right? Why do people buy things? And then you take that as token economics when we talk in tokenomics, right? So I taught that science, and it made a lot of people a lot of money because essentially what we did is we made them independent, right? Like the next thing that we do is gonna be like, of course, we got the investment club that's coming up, but the goal is to take 12 months and saying that, all right, here are all the things you need, right? To be future proof, to be ready for the future, to be completely high level, right? Whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's life insurance, whether it's a certain level of understanding when it comes to Web3, right? Whether it's the intro to artificial intelligence, whether it's having your legacy pack of like a trust and a will, right? Like there's like 12 different things that we put together, and we was like, how about if we could help 500 to 1,000 families be completely set up in all these categories? But this ain't no just learn something. This is you come in with a certain percentage done, and by the end of it, you are 100%, right? So it's no more, oh, we took the course and we didn't learn nothing. No, it's an accelerator, meaning that we're going to show you exactly how to do it, but then it's still up to you to execute, right? And we do progress meetings to make sure that you have these things set up in place, because Black America and Brown America cannot afford to not have assets and not be set up for this new economy that is rolling in.
All right, let me
Anyway,
take it.
man,
I
I must
want,
be energized.
yeah,
I'm talking
cause nah,
tonight.
but I'm finna take a step back because you had said something when I asked you the question. You say you felt like you've been doing a lot of teaching, and I guess you felt unappreciated, right? So in my mind, it goes back to the TV star versus the movie star analogy. And I heard Steve Harvey break this down. He say that he was with Denzel Washington one day, and they was out in the public, and the people was woo eyes when they see Denzel Washington. Oh my God, it's Denzel. And Denzel told Steve, say, now watch how they treat you. Ah, what's up, my dog? What's up when they see him? He say, see, this the difference. You a TV star and I'm a movie star. The only time they can see me is if they find a babysitter for their children, get the person to come over to babysit. They get up and get in their car, stand in line to get the ticket, stand in line for the popcorn. Then I pop up on the screen, and then they won't see me again until I drop another movie. But with you being a TV star, they see you every day. They invite you into their house, so they can be, you know what I'm saying, they jogging parents watching you. You know what I'm saying. You accessible. They feel like you a cousin, a family member. They see you every single day. You know what I'm saying? So do you feel like at this stage of your career, being 19 keys, it's time to go ahead and move toward your movie star status?
I like how you pivoted that. Yes, sir. I think I can be with Denzel Canelo.
Nah, but for real though, guys, because I do feel like you add a lot of value to the culture. You know what I'm saying? Not even just you, us, the whole team. I got to plug ourselves.
No, it goes to it goes to like the funnel of appreciation, right?
Yeah.
The first time you do something to somebody, they appreciate it. Second time, right, they start to expect it, and then the third time they become conditioned, right, to what's the word that I'm looking for? I got a whole framework actually. Let me write this down, because I was talking about reciprocation. And this one is key. And I think this stuff can cause depression if you don't understand it, to be honest with you. You feel me? Because a lot of people do this and they don't realize it, right? Because you kind of condition people to not really appreciate what you do for them when you do too much for them. You feel me? So let me give you this framework one time.
Yeah.
Once I find it anyway. All right, here we go. So appreciation, first time you do it, second time expectation, third time entitlement, and the fourth time dependency, right? And then when people don't get it, it creates hatred and it creates depression. You know what I mean? And I believe that to be true. So what you have to do a lot of times is you give a little bit, because as a man, a lot of times you give to men don't appreciate it because they start to expect it. And then they become entitled, then they become dependent. And then when you're dependent on somebody, what you're doing is you're setting them up emotionally to now be angry at you for not doing the thing that they're used to you doing. But when you have a stranger, right, that's not so closely connected to you, you have no expectations of them. So even when they do 1,000% less, you appreciate it 100% more, right? This is why family don't always appreciate things, because they start to build up.
Family feel obligated.
Yeah, they start to build up entitlement.
Yeah.
You feel me? And entitlement is a very dangerous disease to have. It's a psychological condition in which that allows you to appreciate and not allows you to reciprocate. You feel me? So I think that that's an important lesson for people to learn. It's okay. Like, stop it at appreciation. The only people that can really have an expectation of you are your children. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do your job regardless. So they're going to expect that, and then you're going to let them down if they can't depend on you. But everybody else in life needs to constantly stay at the relationship of appreciation. You know what I mean? Oh, you didn't have to do this for me. I appreciate it. Let me reciprocate it. That's the goal. And sometimes as teachers, we give so much, right? Most people, like, think about it like this, like, a person will literally, they get to that third stage, that dependency, and they like, wait a minute, man, you basically taught us so much. Why you not doing this as well? Like, wait a minit, I played my part. I did this. I actually don't have to do this part.
What more do you want from me?
Right. What more do you want? Are you not entertained? You know what I'm talking about? But it's like, that's where I see a sickness of entitlement that exists within the Black community a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a person can educate you for years and you're like, well, you didn't do this part for me, or you didn't build this school, or you didn't save everybody in the world. And it's like, bro, I did my part, which is more than 99% of what other people are doing. So you should just appreciate, right, my participation and reciprocate in any way that you can, because I'm a man like you a man. And if you waiting on me to do it, then you must be calling me your God.
Yeah, because it is a saying that says treat the sickness before it becomes apparent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't, like you said, you can't depend on nobody to do nothing else. And once you feel that emotion, or like you finna start getting upset, that's when you notice the sickness. So now you got to stop that shit and check yourself. You got to audit yourself.
And that's sometimes you say no to things because you don't want to become dependent, right?
Yeah.
Like, you at appreciation, what you do to fend it off is you reciprocate. You know what I mean? So somebody do something for you, you do something for them. It don't matter if that's what they did it for. What you want to do is reciprocate in some sort of manner, so there's a constant exchange of energy, right? Oh man, I appreciate that. And sometimes reciprocation is just in the form of real gratitude. Like, let that person know, go out your way, right? And I think that that's where you cut off that entitlement, because you understand that there's a give take, and that creates that relationship, right? Like in the Kabbalion, to keep everything in a balanced order. So I think that energetically you have to keep that thing going. Like, children are the most entitled beings on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really appreciate the sacrifices that their parents make.
Well, I feel like in 2025 you're gonna get a lot of reciprocation, and I'm gonna speak of that into existence.
I appreciate you,
because now this is why though. You got a radical man as president, right? And his whole new team, everybody he put in position known as being radical, such as Elon Musk, and feeling how they feel, to the point now, I felt like a lot of people just were scared to stand on the side of you, but now it ain't no excuse, man. If you got radical on this side, I feel like you the face of that now for the Black people, man. And we need that. You know, it's time for us to step in this door and speak our mind, and I feel like you've been doing that, you know?
You know who the most, I think so, who the most discriminated people in America are?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I believe it's Black Muslims. Like, I've been dealing with, and I ain't never realized this, like, I've been dealing with discrimination for so long that it's just been normal to me.
Hold on, first though, I apologized, you know, because I remember like I said, when I first met you, we used to like you know what I'm saying, unfasten your bow tie, smash bean, smash bean pies in your face and shit. I apologize,
Oh,
bro.
that was good.
We
That was good. I wouldn't expect the bow tie thing. Have you ever seen me in a bow tie?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That was
Yeah.
good. No, but
Yeah.
seriously, I believe
seen
that
you,
black
I
Muslims.
seen you eat a pork sandwich before. Too.
Now you cap. Now you went too far. Now
No, I'm just playing.
now
Y'all.
you don't went too far.
I'm just playing for they
You know
get
what I'm
the
saying?
19 keys, eat pork.
That's
Oh,
haram.
man.
Haram.
Go ahead,
Haram.
man.
You know what I'm saying? That's the gin. No, so this what it is. Like, it's funny. I'm trying to, you know, you can't talk to brothers about stuff. I'm trying to have a real moment and stuff. No, we cue some stuff.
Nah, it was hard for you growing
No,
up.
let's relax for real. I'm
being
serious.
a black Muslim.
No, it wasn't hard for me. It's just I got used to discrimination, but you don't realize it is. Right? No, because it was so normalized.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you're a black Muslim, you're discriminated against other black people first. You know what I mean? All black Christians discriminate you hellas. You feel me? From your name, your practices, you discriminate in the movies. You know what I mean? It's always trying to make the black people or the black Muslims look either corny or, you know, whatever it may be. There was in every aspect of that domain, even though we respect it, but you still discriminated against. You know what I mean?
Like in the movies, they always made it seem like just because I don't want to be like
Right,
everybody
right.
driving them, you know.
And it's funny because when I hear other groups that are so-called discriminated against and things of that nature, I'm like, y'all want me to have empathy for them? I ain't never seen y'all stood up for a black Muslim whatsoever, ever. During 9/11, people was adamant against black Muslims. You know what I mean? And Muslims, period, in general. And this country has a hostile environment towards black Muslims where I know so many people that didn't want to say their name, didn't want to let people know that their last name was Muhammad, or they had an Arabic name and things of that nature, or they didn't celebrate Christmas. And the moment you say you don't do these things, people are like, why not? Right? I remember filling out job applications and feeling like, man, these people are about to discriminate and definitely not let me get a job. So it's like when we fast forward in 2025 and everybody start talking about all this progressive stuff and black Muslims are not mentioned specifically in why they're considered to be a hate group. You know what I'm saying?
Then you just reminded me of like when that 9/11 happened and like we all used to run when your Boost Mobile truck go off. Back in the day. Like, oh my God. No,
I thought he was gonna say something.
No, but no, for real though.
No, I'm dead.
Now let's stick to this black Muslim topic.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
look,
because
hold
when
on,
I used to
check this
go
out.
to people's houses and they cook pork and things of that nature, everybody was trying to, you know,
Nah,
I was one of the black Muslims that
I got even good
first of
topics
all,
about black
I grew
Muslims.
up where I'll sock you and slap you for playing with the black Muslim. I ain't have it like everybody else. You know this for to be a sure fact. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's how we met. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean? That's how we
you was
met.
playing too much.
Stop playing. You playing. Nah, but for real though, speaking of black Muslims, right? I seen a clip of who was this? Gilly the Kid, and he was with rapper Huncho.
Yeah.
And he say, you know, before they did the interview, Gilly was giving him his flowers, saying that he said, man, I got a lot of calls from a lot of people in the industry. He said, but this particular call, it was something different about it. Before we did this episode, you had called me, was like, is you in the city? You Muslim, right? You want to come to the mosque with me tomorrow and pray with me? And he say there was something different. He never got a call like that telling them somebody to pray with me. So I showed you the clip. And this ain't no diss to Huncho or nothing. This is in general when it comes to hip hop. When you see a lot of the hip hop artists become Muslim, you tell me that you still can't tell the difference between them being Muslim and gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Rap artists still. Like you don't see the separation. They just say they Muslim and you don't see no difference in their lifestyle change and none of that. Why you think that?
Well, I would say a lot of people treat Islam like Christianity, you know what I mean, on how people to be Christian, they'll rock a Christian and then be a whole pimp. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that was like the highest level of hypocritical reality. Like I've seen Muslims do the same thing for sure. You know what I mean? But not as blatantly. You feel me? But I've seen people have a whole Jesus tattoo and then talk about killing and drilling and just super wild. And I'm like, what is it that you actually believe in? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you actually standing on? Like, what is the point of you having a faith and belief in things of that nature if it's not a guide to keep you from doing certain things, to keep you on the correct path, to keep you in a state of divinity? And what I see today is that, yes, Islam is being popularized, but don't turn it into just another thing that you wear, but you don't actually be coming to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just say you don't just be a Muslim at Juma. I rather, you doing less prayers and more actual deeds. You feel me? Versus making yourself feel like you're a Muslim because you do the prayers and you know the hadiths and things of that nature, but your platform doesn't represent that. Your platform is negative. You know what I mean? Anytime I hear your name, I wouldn't know whether you was Muslim or not because nothing you do represents the will of God, right? And that's what Muslim means. So I was always taught a good Christian is a good Muslim because if you actually following the commandments and things of that nature, then you're a good person doing by God's will. So don't be a Muslim in by name, but not in faith and deeds. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the thing that I don't want it to become. You feel me?
See,
but I do like the fact that people are finding peace in it. People are finding an alternative that they're allowing themselves to attach to learn from. And I think that what happened is a lot of people have found a peace almost in a very therapeutic sense that they never found before. They found a brotherhood in a way. But you got to understand the responsibility and accountability of that is that are we shaping a new world, right? Or are we saying this thing didn't work, so I'm gonna do this thing, but what about the character change, right? I always taught that it ain't about being a perfect Muslim, but the believers strive, right? And it's striving to be better. But there are things that don't just say God knows my heart, right? But then you follow your head. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, actually commit to making changes. You feel me? So we can see it represented. And if you can't make money in that way, then that's the sacrifice. That's what makes you the good Muslim.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to like committing and making change, I just feel like hip hop is out of alignment with the assignment. Because at the end of the day, they still pushing shit that's gonna keep us 400 more years behind.
Well, see, that's the industry. You know what I mean? The hip hop is doing what it was supposed to do. Like the system is doing what it was designed to do. The system is working. It's working like a well-oiled machine right now. I mean, it's killing. It's things that I think about the system and how everything just shaped out in this last election, and I can go deep down a rabbit hole, and I will on other shows. But when you look at the system and how well it's working, the industry is a well-working machine, right? It's manufacturing these rappers, right, as products to sell, stripping them of their value and their values, right? And then profitizing and capitalizing off the death and destruction of the black community has always been. But here's the beauty and the silver lining is that we have a lot of really dope independent artists out right now. And I believe that in 2025 is going to be the rise of the independent artists. It's going to be the rise of the creators and the independent media, right? The same way we seen podcasters elect, Donald Trump, and the Democrats realized, like, wait a minute, people listen to podcasts. It was like all of a sudden they had this epiphany.
Yeah.
And, they was giving $20 million out to celebrities, and man, they could have went and did the greatest podcast tour in the world like Donald Trump did.
Yeah. And speaking of that new culture of music, man, shout out to Joy Badass,
Yeah,
ASAP
ASAP Ferg.
You got Lil
Let's
Russell,
talk about ASAP.
Corday, and what's his name, Simba. Shout out to all of the.
And what's the one name? You got Doechii, you got Samson,
Toby.
You know what I'm saying?
You got Toby, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he raw with it.
You got Pooh. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about? And then of course I got mine, but y'all ain't heard it yet. But shout out to those who have, because they got the.
Well, shout out to
album.
me too. See, I'm gonna put the link up.
Let's talk ASAP Ferg a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So he played me his album Daryl before it came out, right? And
hold on, wait. Can I tell him a quick story, right quick?
Go ahead.
Real quick about ASAP Ferg.
Make it
so quick. ASAP Ferg, right? He sent over this song.
No, you can't tell that story.
Why not? I ain't gonna say the song. You know what I'm saying?
Because it ain't never came out, so ain't no point now.
I mean, but
go
listen,
ahead, tell the story. It's your story. I'm gonna let you tell it.
He sent over this song, right? He wanted Keys to be on the album. I mean, he sent the song about 12 years ago. So I'm telling Keys, like, bruh, go on, put the verse down. We went to the studio, put the verse. He couldn't catch the flow at the time. He kept procrastinating. Next thing I know, the album come out, and I hear the songs on the album with somebody else on it. I say, you missed your flight.
Now listen,
and I keep rubbing it in his face because I feel like, man, Keys, you a talented rapper. You know, I know you can rap. That's all we ever did, you know. And I feel like you missed the opportunity for your introduction into hip hop, man. You know,
I ain't missed the opportunity. Opportunity missed me.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying. First of all, if it was meant to be, it would already been done. That's the way I look at it.
That sound fly.
No, it is.
That sound real fly.
After the fact. If you know, I think the thing about the studio, you know, is if it's with you and it flows with you, then it's gonna be naturally. If you gotta force it, then it ain't the one for you. You know what I'm saying? And I truly, 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 honestly believe that. You know, and that's why, you know, I could have sent something that we actually had recorded, but I didn't feel that I felt it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was one of the ones. You know, I go into the studio and
Man,
I
the
just
song
flow with
so
it.
raw too. You hear me? I'm like,
No, the song is raw,
and then it
but
was,
it
and it
was
was,
also the version of the song that he sent me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was, instead of me being able to have the song fit me, I was trying to fit the song, right? So we didn't
yeah,
have the stems and all of that to where he can manipulate it and
yeah.
do his thing. So I didn't like it because it was just like me kind of freestyling over it and then just saying, "Take this." You feel me? No Diddy.
Speaking of no Diddy,
No, no Denzel. I mean,
no Denzel. Ah, shit, that's the new one. Damn, damn. I ain't even think of that. That's crazy. But speaking of no Diddy, right? Man, my man 50, he say, man, the thing with Meek is, man, he get on there, he keep mentioning that, you know what I'm saying, keep talking about it. That's why everybody keep driving him in the comments. But now I see your boy trying to separate himself from, you know what I'm saying, ever being associated with Diddy. And he out here saying no Diddy now, man. So instead of that situation, right, I wanna like start the conversation toward, how do you navigate being friends with someone and then that friend get into a situation where you got to distance yourself from him because you don't want his image to tarnish your image. Cause I seen a quote that says, like, if you want to judge a man's character and you can't judge it by directly looking at him, just look at his friends.
I think it's the era where you just be real. Most of the time when somebody friend going through something, you don't just discard a friend.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like the way you, like, everybody has a friend that they know sometimes they probably shouldn't be friends with,
yeah.
or they look toxic, or they be wilding, right? Like we talk about the maturity of, yo, you know, why didn't you do this, that, and the third? But a lot of people don't, like, think about your family members. Y'all got uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, all kind of toxic people that y'all have relationship with, but you love them, right? And society is just hypocritical where they act like that just love just cuts off the moment you find out something,
Yes,
right?
crazy shit.
No, we human beings, we more complex than that. We not psychos. We don't just flip a switch. Like even with Denzel,
You still love Denzel.
pause,
You don't just change the love you get. Come on, man. Then he got on
pause,
there all his red. Come on, man.
pause,
Change that. No, no
pause,
Denzel.
pause. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead.
But what I'm saying is that I know we're going to go through a real era of authenticity where, man, say what you mean what you say, right?
Mm.
This whole thing, you got to just denounce something because the way somebody else feel, but if you don't actually feel like that, then that's fake, right? So it's like, who am I to go with you because you're trying to force me into your position and how you feel emotionally because this person is discarded by society, right? Because they canceled. Now I ain't talking about Diddy per se,
Yeah.
right? But I'm just saying in general, right? It's like there's so many things that happen in our own lives that we wouldn't want people to just completely blackball, counsel, and throw us to the wolves for. We'll want what we call grace, right? So what's the grace period? There, if we give other people grace, so people want to be Christ-like, you got to give grace. You want to be a Muslim, you got to give grace. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have that space to be able to give grace, then what's the point of being a part of society in the first place? You know what I'm saying? I think that the one thing I like about, the Bible specifically is when he talking about don't throw stones in the glass house. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Don't yet he who hasn't sinned cast the first stone. I think that's very real in a society where we can see that this is a very obvious matrix where ain't nobody perfect. And if everybody's skeletons were shown to the world, there will be some things you'd be like, damn, I did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the grace period of growth? And a lot of that is just people on social media.
Yeah.
Sometimes them little kids and trolls and bots, like, even to ignore that, because the reality of it is you don't meet that in person. In person, even somebody like me, he go get love out in person.
Yeah, I was just
You know
gonna
what I'm
say that
saying?
because,
Like,
like,
it should be capped.
you gotta take a note from French Montana. He ignored the shit. He don't say nothing. So now the conversation not around him. But I feel like as soon as you start feeding into the comment section, that's when it all falls down. In the words of Kanye. But how do you feel about this? Getting smacked by Mike Tyson. Cause I remember when we
You
first
think it was
met.
real?
Now listen, check this out. I remember, yeah, I think it's real because it is, right? One time we had went to Mike Tyson house, right? He had a little party or whatnot. I forgot what it was, the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah.
It was something going on,
Brandon
right?
Marshall
But when
invited
we
us.
first met Mike Tyson, I think it was me, you, and Pooh. And we walked right there. And he came in front of us and he looked us up and down. Like he mugged us, right? And
He
then he
mugged
say,
you.
he
He
say,
ain't
let
mug
them
me.
in. I said, all right, well, he wipe my forehead. he think we cool, you hear me? So how you feel about him smacking Jake Paul at the weigh-in, man? Do you think it was all theatrics or shit? This is real. He putting the fear in them, letting them know like
Look,
it's Iron Mike coming in the ring.
I asked Mike, because I sat down with Mike, I interviewed him, and I asked Mike, I say, what was you thinking when you bit off Holyfield ear? Why did you do that? And he looked at me and he said, because I wanted to.
He said, because that's what I wanted to do.
Because that's what I wanted to do.
That's how I felt.
That's how I felt. That's what I felt like doing. And I'm like, okay. And we
Yeah.
started talking a little more about, what happens when a man go to the depth of their soul. And he said some crazy, wild answers. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't ever want to be there. That's the craziest place I've ever been to is in here. You know what I'm saying? This is the worst place ever. Like, he was going crazy. But I remember seeing the interview from him, and he said that it was on Joe Rogan. And he said that when he is in fight mode, he's a different type of animal. He said when he's in fight mode, he can't have regular conversations. And right, we see that by him talking to the little girl, but he was explaining that, that's just when he's in animal mode. He not even around his wife and his children during that time because he has to go into a dark place. He has to let out everything that he subdues is now had to be on him for him to be in the ring as a killer. Right. And I believe that that's the Mike Tyson that we seeing. We're not seeing the Mike Tyson that is on podcasts. He not laughing with Funny Marco. He told Funny Marco, get up. You know what I mean? Like he joking and stuff, but Mike, it has to do these press runs, but the place he needs to be mentally to be in a ring, right, is completely different. That's like if you ain't been in the streets in a while, but you got to go do something that requires that grit, like you got to get that back. You feel me? Like I'm not about to be nice guy right now. And that's not just with you. I need to be it really. So it ain't gonna be a switch that cuts off. It's not until I get out of that ring that I can cut it off. But up until that day you get in that ring, he has to be a killer. So I think the Mike that we looking at is that Mike that goes to that dark place. You feel me? That he needs to in order to win. That he's a ferocious animal. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he said, I eat the babies.
Yeah, so speaking of him going on his press runs right now, he just did an interview with a little girl, like you said. And for me personally, I don't feel like it was an issue with this interview. But you pointed out the fact that only thing you didn't like about this interview was because he was cursing while he was talking to the little girl. She a child. But for me,
but I will say this
is
though.
why I don't feel no type of way about it though. The child is a content creator, and I feel like conversations like this will drive people to go look at the interview and drive more revenue to it because of that. Because he cursing. Oh, let me go see what he's saying.
Denzel, I mean, Mike is a different kind of dude. Let's just say that first of all. Mike gets away with.
Who gonna tell him to stop cursing?
Her father.
You tell him no cursing on the set. You tell him. I ain't telling him.
Excuse me, sir, Mr. Mike, Mr. Tyson.
I'm gonna cuss you out. Tell him to stop cussing. Shit, you talking? What?
Nah, it's just more so the optics of it. But I, at the same time, you said she's in grown people's environments. So like I said, he's not gonna switch that on and off. You know what I'm saying? And some people just keep that switch on. But she is a content creator. She is an interviewer, and she got one of probably the last most super viral interviews. Like while Mike Tyson is in fight preparation, that's probably gonna be the last one that happens like that. So I know when she get older, she will appreciate that. Of course, when she's grown and Mike is gone, and you feel me. But I would just say that just because I think what he said wasn't wrong, it was real. I was just listening to the cuss words. That was just a thing that I noticed, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you remember what he said about legacy?
Yeah, he said a lot of people that they it's just a word. It's just a word. Like a lot of people they talk about legacy, and they say I'm going to live up to this legacy. But what's that? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was saying.
Yeah, he was like he say legacy don't exist. It's just death and whatever y'all do after that. He don't care.
But I
But
believe legacy exists. I disagree with that
I was just
100%.
that's what I'm getting to. Like,
But I think
what
that's his legacy of living like that.
what does legacy for the brand, not 19 Keys, for the brand and our brand, and you know what I'm saying, totality in the future? What does that look like for you? What's the vision for that?
Milestones. You know, number one, when I first started, I remember having this thought like, I'm not going to do my activism, you know, my thought leadership like nobody else. I'm not going to copy nobody's blueprint. I'm not doing what people think I should do. I don't want to talk about what people think I should talk about. I don't want to go where they think I should go. I'm going to do what I believe needs to be done to be the most effective in my position. So I have and I wrote this in 17, and I posted it, right? This letter of my thesis, you know what I'm saying, about Black America's future. And it says, there's so much going on today that many of us do not understand the time that we live in. Many of us are not living within synchronicity of our environments. We are already a people who spend 1.3 trillion every year on our failures. The proof that I have is that they are failures is the fact that we have no assets, which means we must be spending our money on liabilities. I have done some research in understanding cryptocurrency and taking that research and giving it to the people so they can interact with the opportunities instead of react to the success of the opportunity not taken. We must reprogram ourselves when a new paradigm shifts. I want people to ask themselves the question, why haven't Black people boomed off the things that have happened in the internet, social media era, didn't produce Black billionaires? Why? Well, when you're truly passionate about it being a desire and you match that ambition, everything you sacrifice that impedes you will bring about the reality of that desire. Then I went on to talk about the formula of it, but there's the last part. It said we should all be studying all the things that's happening. You know, why artificial intelligence is important to the Black community, why cryptocurrency is important to the Black community, why is deep learning, machine learning important to the Black community, why understanding attention as currency is important to the Black community, why developing trade routes and export and knowing that the present tools that we need have already been created, right? Why knowing that if we create our own calling, then we can use it as a means of trade, meaning that we can create our own cryptocurrency. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I think the beauty of that is, you know, going back to 2017, is I've been delivering on that promise, right? I've been teaching about the paradigms, been teaching about the cycles, because at that early, I can understand, like, man, we not about to be prepared for what's to come. And when it does happen, then we will automatically be reacting and then getting on the late train. And now we late again. And it's literally been what I've been trying to fight against. We in 2025. I remember being in 2018, looking at my phone, 2017, writing this down like, yo, all I got to do is teach us this. And what if we get into blockchain, develop our own systems, and then we ain't actually got to do the marching and the activism stuff and wait on the government, and we can actually produce our own reparations and get rich. And I know when I go teach people, they go jump onto this, and then this is going to create that effect, and we going to be able to win. That's the naivety of the visionary in me, you know. And the thing about it, earlier I told you about thinking in time frames. Here we are living in the future I've been trying to prepare us for. So when you ask me about the legacy of the future, I'm gonna continue to prepare us for the future, but I want to make sure that now I'm in this place where I take advantage, because sometimes I'll be so busy teaching and building up the platform, I don't even get to take advantage of all of my own theses.
Because it's like you ain't in control of the time. You only in control of what you do with the time.
Yeah, 100%. You want to be present, right? There's always what I call synchronicity. That was my thesis of being in synchronicity and being a high level observer, right? So it's like the future is here now. We're not waiting on anything else. It's here. How we're going to take advantage of these systems to create our own, right? And unfortunately, we are people that has to be forced because we thought that we can still put stock in the government to save us, right? And unfortunately, as Martin Luther King said we had integrated in a burning house and didn't realize it. We was losing our family. You're losing the brothers to all of the statistics, right? The sisters are lonely. And we didn't think that, wait a minute, shouldn't we have a period where we focus on the repairing of relationships between men and women? We know the history of what happened with our moms and dads, right? We know what happened with our grandmothers and grandfathers. We know that we live in this country. Shouldn't that mass level of awareness go beyond just consciousness, but enlightenment, to where we actually activate based on the things that we know? But there's too many things that we know that we don't do. And so we still behind the A-bar. That's why I was talking to my bro Quay, and I'm like, how do we actually take 500 families and be responsible for them completely getting themselves together where they high level, right? To where they literally have everything on the checklist done. And we can say, okay, now y'all prepare, because all you got to do is keep that knowledge in the family, and that's wealth for generations to come, right? Like, it has to now go beyond the social media and all of this. We there. Podcast about to have their biggest boom. The goal is for me to stay energized, so the world that I've been preparing people for, that I'm there to lead it. And when I say a leader, man, I take my position as a leader. A lot of people be like, don't call yourself a leader. Don't do this. You're not this, man. That's sucker, soft, old school, fake, y'all weak ass ancestors that was passing down them quotes that ain't the ones that pass y'all down no assets. You know what I mean? Because if they really knew what they was doing, then why we ain't had no inheritance? You know what I mean? We only be listening to the ancestors, post 1960s, after we started to lose so much of our radical tradition. And then the only thing that we utilize as our saviorism to save ourselves is vote or die, vote or else. Well, we voted, and here's the or else in the reality that you live in. We're going to try something new. It's a new blueprint. The black boule gatekeepers that historically have discriminated against the young radical minds and voices to say we not safe enough because they wanted to be able to keep their corporate dollars. We kicking y'all out the way. All of these platforms and organizations that have been seeing me teach and my peers teach, and they ain't want to invite us. Nah, they too radical. Nah, they be talking about non-traditional education ways. Nah, they be talking about the stock market like you could just get in and do what you want. Nah, they be talking about speaking against this, that, and the third. Well, look how the white man took some of his most brilliant and brightest radical minds and then put them in position all the way into the White House. Y'all was calling them conspiracy theories. Now they're the head of departments of health. You know what I'm saying? Now they're the head of national intelligence and CIA. Now they on the top 10 list of high influence because those other white celebrities not mind getting on their platform. But then they look at somebody like myself, radical. No, y'all just soft, and y'all know it, and y'all not worth a penny. So I'm at that point now where I ain't trying to goddamn unite. It's either unite or separate. You know what I mean? Either we uniting and we getting this on the fast track to go do something together, or it's complete separation. And I want us to know that in America, Black America has to separate themselves. You know what I mean? To where you have light, you have a dark side. All those who believe on this side that have of a different ethnic difference, stay on that side, right? That's what y'all believe in. There's two Americas, there's two Black Americas. And we need to start separating the difference of people who don't have the same values as us, and stop acting like because we got the same skin shade, and women stop acting like because those women are of the same sex that y'all are intersected and aligned on the same agendas, because it's just not true. And for 2025, we casting a line in the sand, and we going hard on that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I hate the fact that so many young Black minds and so many young minds have been ignored and discriminated against just because they want to be independent. Just because it's easier nowadays for a homosexual Black man to come out on stage, you know what I mean, and get seen and get accredited for things that a young heterosexual Black masculine Muslim man who been speaking truth all this goddamn time, teaching technology, blockchain, consciousness, been generating families, been generating wealth for the culture, and y'all act like this don't exist. All right, we're going to show y'all. And don't ask me for no leniency. Don't ask me for nothing. You feel me? Because everything I ain't get invited to, I'm competing with.
Everybody competition. Hey, if you ain't at the table with me, you on the plate.
It is what it
I'm
is.
gonna tell you that now. And speaking of drawing the line in the sand, right? I was on the elevator the other day, scrolling, and my phone went off. It was Trump on the real, and then one of these LGB ladies was on the elevator with me. She said, "Oh, I don't want to hear that shit," you know, because he mad about the rights, you know what I'm saying, that he didn't take away from them. I say, I say, man, you ain't got to worry about it. She was mad at the abortion, so I say, well, he ain't talking to you. He ain't worried about you. It don't apply to you. But something that we all need to be worried about when it comes to Trump, he just planned on signing the law allowing concealed carry nationwide, which means if you got your papers to the license to carry, you can cross state lines. They're treated like a driver's license. It's valid in every state. Now, me personally, I feel like this is dangerous if you don't know the gun laws in your state, especially being a black man, especially why you got stop and frisk laws, especially if you riding with your firearm and you get one of those happy cops that just want to fuck up your day. You know what I'm saying? And they see it and they say you tried to reach for it. You got to be on point. But I'm scared for that to happen in America because I don't want to go everywhere where it's looking like Atlanta and Texas.
Yeah, I think that you know, this could listen. America's about to be a different place. I think that everybody needs to get prepared, right? I think that either you scared or you prepared. You complain or you train. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reality of it. Like, I foresee a lot of groups and communities becoming a lot more close knit with each other as forms of safety, right? First of all, in this, I don't want to be remiss. First of all, there's a lot of people who teach, you know, education around these things, tactical training, emergency supply, you know, things of that nature on how to have certain emergency packs and how to be prepared for the future. I think that you should follow those people, right? I think that everything comes down to you educating and preparing yourself. Don't ain't no reason to be afraid, right? To my ladies specifically, don't be afraid. Black man about to have a really great, beautiful rise. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be getting money, we're gonna be getting crypto, we're gonna have our own platform, control our own narratives. You know what I mean? We're gonna kick out a lot of suckers who talking about they don't like women. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let them go over to the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna keep y'all safe and everything gonna be good. Don't even worry about it. All my beautiful brown cocoa butter goddesses, we got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Shout out to black women just because y'all amazing.
So
y'all immaculate.
he ain't gonna even be able to take care of you in the future if he ain't got no crypto.
Hey, you know my saying. You remember that he ain't gonna be able to. What did I say? You know what I'm saying? You know, straight up. So it's like, babe, listen, look, I done went into my Oakland, California. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, just get a man, you feel me, with a workout plan. Get a man with a crypto plan. Get a man with a wealth plan. Get a man with some knowledge of self. But I'm just saying for 2025, our goal is to set a new standard, right? We're going to make masculinity great again. We're going to make God body great again. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to be afraid of. All we're going to do is just prepare ourselves and we're going to activate. The only thing that Black America ever needs to do, number one, again, in respect of the world, in respect of ourselves, and in respect from God.
Unify.
My unify is for Black men and women to make up. Black men and women need to make up with each other. We need to apologize to each other. We need to give each other grace. We need to show each other love. We need to make space for each other physically and emotionally in our hearts, right? We need to be more aware and empathetic of each other, right? We have to get back to better relationships because when they broke up, when they broke up the family, we was basically saying they broke up Black men and women. They disrupted the relationship between Black men and women. That's the family, the Black man and the Black woman. So here we are today in modern times, still talking about they broke up the family like we can't repair our relationships with our women ourselves, right? And I think that, of course, requires us to save ourselves. You say yourself, you say the world, mean you heal yourself, you heal the world, right? You heal the world around you by being a better person. By you being financially stable, it doesn't put a strain on the rest of the people in your environment. So they stay more stable, right? By you being trained and eating right, then you set an example for the people in your environment. By you having the knowledge, you can educate the ignorant that don't have it, right? By you being the light, then you can shine in the dark. You know what I mean? So when you save yourself, that's when you really become a jewel and a gem to the rest of us. When you learn how to speak truth, uphold integrity, right? And be loyal to an agenda of a philosophy that is for our actual cultural pride of the future, then that's when we start to have some changes. But I think it starts with, number one, Black men, love yourself. Black woman, love yourself. And then reflect that love onto each other. Like we should walk outside with some healthy glows. I'm talking cocoa butter glows. You know what I mean? Walk outside like you just used the whole bottle. Speaking of bottle, I seen the dude use the whole wave grease decks. Let's get back to those days. Because I feel like in those days when we was using all the wave grease, we had
like
a
he got candle wax in his hair and shit.
Hey, whatever you gotta do what you gotta do to get out there and shine.
Don't do that.
And I want to say this tip, right? Because fellas need to learn how to get women again. And I think that's what's lost, right? Crypto bros, you know, it's cool to have crypto, but you can't just have crypto. You know what I'm saying? You can't make love to crypto. You got to start a family too, right? And this is the loneliest generation of men. They forgot how to get women. They forgot how to talk to women. And I get it, because some of these skill sets you need to learn in this generation requires you to be socially inept. You need to be by yourself. You're on a computer. You're talking to a screen. You're sending DMs and emails. It's binary code. Y'all stuck in the matrix. You got to step outside. You feel me? You got to learn how to lead. right? By being able to make decisions, being able to plan things out. That's what a woman wants. She just wants you with some confidence. She just wants you to tell her where you going and where they going and where we going, so she can say yes or she can say no. She just wants somebody that is who they is. You ain't got to fake and pretend. Listen, there's this app on the internet where you can type in your preferences, and you type in your preferences and it show you the percentage of people out there that exist, right? Now, I typed in myself, right? I put it, I'm Black, Muslim, you know what I mean, minimum income, you know what I'm saying, drink, don't drink,
Work
all
at
of
a
that.
bakery.
Now, chill. Now, of course, I didn't exist. I wasn't on the scale. You know what I'm saying? I don't exist. So, but what you got, that means that a lot of people are going out there looking for non-existent people. You know what I'm saying? Like, in reality, there's a lot of people looking for non-existent people. You know what I mean? Or if they exist,
what's wrong with the digital girl?
Or if they exist, it's like 200 of them in the world or 100 of them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people, I don't want you to lower your standards. I want you to have real standards. Because what you have is you have internet standards. You know what I'm saying? And internet standards aren't real. You're taking the profiles that you see out there, commentary, what you hear, right? And you're using that as your standard. And then when you walk outside, you don't see that in your reality. Our standards used to be real reality, right? Mm. The people that we seen in real life.
Like it used to be a time where you hit all your homeboys, let's go to the mall. Let's go, you know what I'm saying, go get on the good. But you know what we never thought of in them adolescent years where all the women be at? We was talking about the mall. We should have went to the airport. Everybody be flying now. All the baddies in the airport. All the time. Never even thought of it.
They already getting flew out. It's already too late.
Gotta intervene.
No, it's already too late.
Stop the plane. But now check this out, right? A few weeks ago, we had got invited to go check out a manufacturer, and instead of clothes, this time it was marijuana. The way it's grown, the whole process, the fertilization of the soil, how they put the seeds together, everything, right? And I think we had left out of there with the conversations being about how Black people need to get into this industry so we can control what type of chemicals that we are putting in our bodies, because ain't no telling what the white people putting in this marijuana. That's why it's so strong. Got people becoming schizophrenic and everything. So today, I ended up seeing a study that says smoking weed has been linked to cancer. You know what I'm saying? It also mess up, you know what I'm saying, the DNA in the children, in your future children, and all of that. And it just let me know, like, when I was growing up, I never knew weed to mess nobody up. You know what I'm saying? Besides, you know what I'm saying, them being a little mentally unstable for the moment, you know. But now they having real medical issues from this.
Well, I've been trying to tell people, man. A lot of people be smoking weed and they be going crazy. You know what I'm talking about? That's why when I see campaigns that push weed on Black men, I think it's disrespectful. Yeah, we've been disproportionately locked up on it, but we not just dope dealers and dope heads, you know what I'm talking about? But I think that it makes a lot of people lazy, bad memories, schizophrenic, right? I think it makes a lot of soy boys a little softer, you know what I mean? Sweaty palm handshake. And it's decreasing, you know what I mean, your ability to be able to focus long term. People talking about they get creative, it just make you feel creative. Dependency on anything outside of yourself decreases that God within, right? So what's going on is you got a lot of this synthetic weed as well that people are not controlling. You know, we went to the marijuana facilities and things of that nature, and they gave us a breakdown on it. But you got all of these different strands. And a lot of times people don't know the science behind the strand. And the other people, they just trying to cultivate these strands to increase the THC. So it increase also a lot of times the addiction rate. So what you're trying to do is get higher and higher and higher. And your supplier understands that. So you become, you know, you're a consumer that they need to keep on a leash. You feel me? And then you got all of these other weeds that you comparing to, you know, when you take it to a simpler time. You know what I mean? That's why I said if I ever sold weed, I'm selling regular weed. I'm selling Reggie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if I start a weed company, it's to sell Reggie weed. Weed that barely gets you high. You know what I'm saying? You just smoking socially. Just don't let nobody else hit the blunt so they don't know you got that Reggie, but just enough. Not the stuff that goddamn melt your brain and goddamn activate triggers and issues and sociopathic tendencies. Because a lot of y'all be tripping.
Man. Here's to my selling Reggie, man.
I'm selling that Reggie like back in the day. Remember Steve used to sell that Reggie?
I sold a lot of Reggie back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be like you.
Yeah. A lot.
A lot of that Reggie.
A lot, like
Hey,
a lot.
Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to smoke bad weed. Stop smoking this good weed. Find you some Reggie and relax.
Man.
Right? Go smoke on some CBD. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it may be, but y'all getting too high. You know what I'm saying? You getting crackhead high.
Now this is my last topic. So speaking of high, there's been a lot of reports of, you know what I'm saying, the government releasing secret UFO information to the public finally. And you know, I mean, I've been fantasizing about this since I was born, you know, and I can't wait till I see a UFO flying over me, man. Do you think like they actually got evidence of aliens and UFOs up there? And do you think they're gonna actually release, you know what I'm saying, all of the hidden files that they got?
I know there's aliens. I talked about it before, but those is black men in those crafts. You know what I'm saying? Not little gray, big eye, little busters. Those is black men in those crafts. You feel me? They got their own little situation cut out. You know, they be coming out here to resupply, refuel, whatever they be doing, but they be minding their business. They don't be bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't kidnap black people. Have you ever seen a black kidnapping from an alien?
I've never seen an alien.
How you know?
Matter of fact, I think I have seen an alien actually.
How would you know?
And
you assuming?
I think the whole world see him a lot. You know what I'm saying, every day on social media.
What kind?
Can I say his name? Billy Carson. I think Billy Carson is an alien.
He's an alien?
Now I'm gonna tell you what though, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I met Billy Carson, right, and I asked him like, how did you get into, you know what I'm saying, this information? And he gave me a story. I'm pretty sure he said it on his platform that he got abducted before. You know what I'm saying? The house went blank. And he just was giving me real extraterrestrial vibes to the point where I was like, I think I believe him. You know what I'm saying? I never like felt that type of energy ever though, but I actually believe that he's mixed with something from up there. What you think?
You know, I wanted to say this. I just seen something on social media that kind of took me to another place. But no, I think, you know, I think we all extraterrestrials. You know what I'm saying? I think we all come from a different place. I think if you're a multidimensional being, then I'm definitely alien to this world because I just don't understand how Denzel would kiss a man on Gladiator. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand it. So I'm definitely not from here. I just want to say that. You know, the alien conversation is interesting because it just goes to how conspiracies aren't conspiracies no more. Right? There's nothing left to the imagination. Like, what is left? What's left? There's no conspiracy left. The imagination has been fully brought out into the world. There is literally nothing left.
What's a conspiracy that you refuse to ever learn the truth about?
Denzel. That was the only one.
That was the only one.
That was the only one.
Now you gotta pick a new one, man. What's another one?
Oh, refuse to learn the truth about?
Yeah, like, man, just let it be a conspiracy. All I want to know.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Michael Jackson.
Man, I was gonna say Tupac. Cause you know they be trying to say he's alive still, man. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know if he is or not. Let the legacy live on.
Yeah, I think that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I think the rest of the conspiracies, I'm kind of settled on what's true and what's not. You feel me? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What about what the people say?
What about the people in the comments?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't said nothing yet.
What about Obama?
What about Obama? Yeah, what about him?
Man, I ain't listen to that crap. Some of y'all got issues. That's what you got problems. And you need to go check yourself in.
You got something you wanted to talk about tonight? I
feel like there was something else that I wanted to. I feel like there was one last thing that I wanted to speak on. I do know tomorrow we are going to be doing a call. We're going to be teaching some tokenomics, some crypto and things of that nature. So anybody that wants to get in, it's definitely not too late to get into crypto. We have some other things that we want to talk about during the call, which I won't go in right now. But make sure you, Dan, what is our funnel for that? What do we have our funnel for that? Is it High Level Club? I think you got it. High Level Club is Yeah, so DM me High Level Club if you want to be included on tomorrow's webinar. It's free for everybody. You know what I mean? If you want to learn about crypto, this bull run is going to be crazy, right? We seen where they trying to put together a Bitcoin reserve. There's a lot of institutional adoption that's coming, which is essentially going to cycle into altcoins, crypto coins, gaming, AI, crypto, things of that nature. I believe that everybody can make money during this cycle, those who pay attention. But the goal is you're going to have a strategy. If you have no strategy, you just throwing something at the wall, you're definitely not going to even closely get rich to anything during this. But the thing is in 2025, do you want your net worth to say the same? Or do you want to say, okay, I started with these strategies. We've been trading, we've been accumulating, and by 2026, right, you have 10x your position in life, right, in all categories. We have to stop going from I heard about it but didn't listen. I seen it, friend got it, one influencer, I ignored it. Like, do you not think that this is a reality? Your children and your children's children will be looking back at this time and being like, what were you doing in the time where everybody was getting rich? Right? Like, that's sort of the thing. You know what I'm saying? What were you doing to prepare yourself? Right? And a lot of you are that person that you messing with, waste of time. That event you about to go to, a waste of time. I heard the brother Goldie say something, and he said something real. He said, it ain't about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Right? And he was essentially talking about a lot of you all need to decrease things that's in your life. You need to get rid of habits. Not even form new habits. You need to get rid of habits. Get rid of the smoking. Get rid of the drinking. Right? Get rid of the over socialization. Get rid of the events you go to. Right? Get rid of those things and clear the way for your path to success. It's a reason that you sitting here watching Man to Man, or you've been tapped into the platform because you want to. There's a higher side of you that actually wants to be successful, that wants to be wealthy, that wants to be healthy, that wants to have their credit right, that wants to have their stock portfolio right, that wants to have cryptocurrency, that wants to, have a trust and a will and life insurance, right? That wants to have, high yield and savings accounts, and right, have yourself set up the way that you've been seeing everything, be successful out here, want to own an acre of land and understand AI. Like, right now, we want to see, integral whole beings out here where you can say, man, I am very full, high level minded, right? And I'm high level certified because I have myself together in these areas. But it's going to be about the things that you give up. So the things that you need to let in, but you have to make space, right, for wealth. But if you in a place and everything is cluttered, you ain't even got no space for nothing better. Like, what are you preparing for? What is your life preparing for becomes the question. And when you look at your daily routine, you have to ask yourself, like, damn, if you was preparing for a track meet, right, you would start stretching, you know what I'm saying? You go work out, you go do all these different things, you go put on a certain uniform so you can be prepared for this race that you're about to get into. But daily, you have to ask yourself, what are you preparing for? Right? Like, when you wake up in the morning, is it to do the same cycle over again? Is it to repeat the same thing? Or is it to break away from that and to do something and take charge of your life? But it's going to require some courage. It's going to require you to step in shoes that you were once afraid of. You feel me? It's going to require you to do those things that you know you need to do. For some reason, the weak side of you continues to take over, and you got to let go of it. And you have to learn how to integrate with self to be in full control of who you are. They say when a man or woman lives in between the light and the dark, right? That's when they can be them whole self in the middle, because you have control of both sides. We don't have to be perfect to do great things. We just have to be willing to let go of our imperfections in order to do things better. So when we talk about wealth and we talk about infinite wealth strategies and how other people have been able to make these gains and strides, there has to be a day where it just click for you. Like, today is the day where I do better. Today is a day where I make that choice. And that choice may be hard for a lot of people because your subconscious mind is the universe. And when people talking about the universe told me this, that's your subconscious mind, right? Sending you information intuitively that you know is wrong or right. But your ability to actually be in tune with that and act off that, that means that not only your subconscious mind, but your conscious mind and your heart and your gut has to be aligned as well. And that's when you become one of the ones. So 2025 is not going to wait for nobody. It's going to come and it's going to go. And every opportunity that involves and that's going to happen, every shift, everything Either you can be involved in reacting to other people's success, right?
Yeah.
Or be involved in getting your own success, or reacting to everybody who took the opportunities that you didn't take. But I promise you, and I really believe this is the last year. Otherwise, you're going to suffer and be working for those who took advantage of the cycle to come. Listen,
Yeah.
DM me, High Level Club, join Infinite Wealth Strategies, the High Level Wealth Club. This is going to be an accelerator. We changed up everything. We had a very long call. I'm not going to tell you everything right now, but for those people that's lucky enough to be a part of what we're about to do in 2025, this is the movement moving forward. If you're not a part of the community, if you're not a part of the tribe, that's on you. You had a long time to prepare for what's about to come. But when that offer hit, I appreciate everybody that was prepared, right, to be able to take advantage of this chosen moment.
Yeah.
The link is in the description, I was just told. So make sure you register. You feel me? Please do not waste our time. Do not waste your time, because this is the best time in the world to get rich, to get wealthy, to get your shit together.
Yeah, so moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, it's training day. No Denzel. Also, if you want to catch another talk like this weekend, make sure you pull up to 19 Keys event in North Carolina, November the 17th at the Crown Complex with consistent elevation. What the event about, man? Let the people know real quick before
Man,
we
we're
leave.
gonna teach you how to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beauty of it, you know, I've been studying a lot of things over the last few months, from my trip to Japan, you know, to reigniting a lot of flames inside myself and reminding myself of why I got on this mission. And we want to prepare you for the future. There's new blueprints. Every year we come up with new blueprints, right? So the new creator blueprint, right? Our new crypto strategies, right? What we see for the future, right? Everything is like strategic once we get towards the end of the year. But it's more so just about saving yourself, your masculine and feminine development, your growth mindset that you have, making sure that you're complete in all these areas of life. And then being around a very empowering community of individuals that's literally about to take that same journey as well, right? I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world. Everybody can't go, but the people who do, they were meant to.
That's the end of the Man to Man podcast, where we talk as God. I'm your host, Steve Jones, with my co-host, Mr. 19 Keys. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pass the message on.
Wait a minute. This is breaking news.
Mm.
James Bond producers are looking for the next 007 actor. It says the male has to be in their 30s. It can be a person of color. You know what I mean? The actor is expected to work in a decade's worth of movies. Damn, decade's worth? Decade's worth? That's a lot of time. But that means that I could be James Bond.
Or Denzel.
Stop it. Just relax. No, I'm serious. You know I've been wanting to do my Malcolm James Bond for a long time. We just talked about getting into the movies. I think this is it. This is a sign. You know what I'm saying?
You know what happened on the last movie, though, right?
No, listen,
you know what they got to do in Hollywood for to make it to the 10th movie. I don't think just stay in your line. Because you say they got to work for a decade.
No. A decade worth of films. So like 10 years worth of films. But no, James Bond ain't never did nothing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe the last James
Denzel didn't either.
Iffy. I just quit after that. You know who lucky? The people who deceased last year. They never got the people who died last year. They lucky. They never got to know this. They didn't have to live through this. You know what I'm saying? They died in their mind. Denzel's a real one.
I wonder what Bernie Mac would have said.
You mother.
Man, I'm gone, man. I'm out of here, man. Hey.